Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 biopics with the best soundtracks.
Have you guessed yet? Who's the best yet?
For this list, we're looking at the greatest tracks that score some of our favorite films. If we missed any bangers, let us know in the comments below. Number 10, 8 Mile. When it comes to 8 Mile, we all know at least one song.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti.
Lose Yourself became a massive hit for Eminem in 2002. So much so that we forget about how great the rest of the 8 Mile soundtrack is. The movie is a semi-autobiographical story about Eminem's own life, and you can definitely tell when you listen to the soundtrack. The rapper's fingerprints are all over this album, but he also incorporates amazing rhymes and beats from other artists.
You say you a gangster, but you never nothing. You say you a wankster, and you need to stop fronting.
50 Cent, Jay-Z, Macy Gray, Nas, and so many more all lend their voices to different tracks, and their styles only bolster Eminem's.
You can't be me, not in your wildest fantasy.
Number 9, La Bamba. His career may have been cut short, but how important it was cannot be overstated. La Bamba tells the story of Richie Valens, a Mexican-American rock and roll singer who died less than a year after his career began.
Look, man, Richie Valens. With a name like that, nobody's even gonna suspect you're Mexican.
Though he was just 17, Valens took the chart by storm with hit songs like Donna and, most notably, La Bamba. In the 1987 biopic, you can watch actor Lou Diamond Phillips pantomime the songs, but on the soundtrack, the rock band Los Lobos takes a stab at a slew of Valens' best tunes. Richie's family specifically asked that Los Lobos be involved in the film, giving this soundtrack a sweet personal twist.
Well, come on, let's go, little darling.
Number 8, Sid and Nancy. There is no story more tragic or more cautionary than that of Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. The 1986 biopic Sid and Nancy chronicles the toxic relationship between the Sex Pistols bassist and his girlfriend, and it's a difficult film to get through.
How should we do it?
When it comes to the soundtrack, though, we could listen to that all day.
Love kills! It hurts me to see you this way, yeah, yeah.
Weirdly enough, the track list doesn't include any original songs from the Sex Pistols. Even so, every single pick perfectly captures the vibe and feel of the punk rock movement. Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols, Joe Strummer of The Clash, and the Pogues all contributed great songs to the album, making it one of the most cohesive we've ever heard. Number 7, Ray. When it comes to music biopics, it can be really hard to accurately capture the heart and soul of an artist. But in the 2004 Ray, Jamie Foxx truly embodies Ray Charles, even though he's actually not the one singing in the film. Despite his voice talents and wonderful Ray Charles impression, the creators decided to keep Ray's real vocals in place.
If you don't want, you don't have to. If you don't want, you don't have to. Get in trouble.
While we would have loved to hear Fox, we think this was the right decision for the soundtrack's sake. It ends up being one glorious Ray Charles love fest.
Everybody here's gonna have some fun doing the mess around.
Throw it on and you can listen to all your favorites at once.
So unchain my heart, let me go my way.
Number 6, Walk the Line. Johnny Cash and June Carter have two of the most recognizable voices in the country music canon.
Let's go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your hell.
Their iconography made casting them in 2005's Walk the Line that much more difficult. Still, we think Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon were great picks. Both managed to capture the essence of what made the dynamic duo so great.
Say you're looking for someone who's never weak, but always strong.
Not only do Phoenix and Witherspoon sing their own songs on the album, but other actors get the chance to do so as well. Tyler Hilton as Elvis, Waylon Payne as Jerry Lee Lewis, you name it. They all perfectly emulate their stars.
Have yourselves a pine box, boys. Nobody follows the killer.
The album won a Grammy, so we can't be the only ones who think so. Number 5, Straight Outta Compton. This movie soundtrack keeps it all in the family. Straight Outta Compton chronicles the career of NWA, a rap group featuring the likes of Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, MC Ren, and DJ Yella. The biopic makes incredible casting decisions, including letting O'Shea Jackson Jr. play Ice Cube, his real father.
I just want to know what's going on since I did write a lot of lyrics on this record.
When it comes to the track list, it's all original NWA. It includes the group's most famous jams from the 80s and 90s, as well as a few singles from group members. It's a nostalgia fest to end all nostalgia fests, and offers the perfect mood and setting for the film. Number 4, Rocketman. When you're playing an icon like Elton John, there's bound to be a lot of pressure involved. But watching Taron Egerton in Rocketman, you'd think he was born to be Elton. Rocketman is a little different from other biopics of this genre, in that it incorporates Elton John's work the way a musical would to tell the story. Because of that choice, the soundtrack features songs we know and love, but with a twist. Some have different tempos, some are duets where they were once solos, and some have different instrumentation. Even though they're slightly changed, they still wholeheartedly capture the glitz and glamour of Elton. Number 3, Sweet Dreams. Sometimes a biopic track list lends authenticity or mood to a film. Sometimes it gives us the opportunity to languish in one artist's discography. Sometimes it does both. Sweet Dreams is a biopic about Patsy Cline, one of the greatest country singers to ever live.
I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight.
Patsy's music populates the film, perfectly underscoring the rustic and bluesy setting.
You want me to act like we've never kissed.
At the same time, it's just wonderful to hear her dulcet tones. Because the singer passed away in a plane crash in 1963, her vocals were overdubbed on brand new orchestrations that were composed for the film.
Why can't I forget you?
The album ended up certified gold, so obviously we're not the only ones who loved it. Number 2, Funny Girl. You can try to rain on our parade, but we won't let you. Funny Girl is a musical film based on the life of Fanny Brice. Brice is one of the most famous names in show business, and a lot of that has to do with just how popular this musical and its soundtrack were. In the 1968 film, the one and only Barbra Streisand starred as Brice, solidifying the movie's star power. There's nothing better than listening to Babs sing Fanny's iconic songs like Don't Rain on My Parade, People, and My Man.
Oh, my man, I love him so. He'll never know.
The joy in the music is so infectious that, try as you might, you will not be able to stop yourself from singing along.
Says you are half, now you're whole.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Elvis. It peaked at number 1 on the Billboard soundtrack chart, and we expected nothing less. Coal Miner's Daughter. We sure are proud of this coal mining soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter.
The Runaways, a cherry bomb of an album.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. Cherry bomb.
Into the Wild. Eddie Vedder makes this super great.
Such is the passage of time, too fast to fold.
Selena. J-Lo stole our hearts with this one. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Lady Sings the Blues. What do you get when you combine the power of Diana Ross with the power of Billie Holiday? The best biopic soundtrack ever made.
Good morning, heartache. You're the one who knew me well.
In 1972, Ross starred as the famous jazz singer in Lady Sings the Blues. The double album that accompanied the film became one of the best-selling of 1973, and for good reason. Ross is such an interesting and distinctive performer, and she was able to emulate Billie Holiday while not sacrificing her personal style.
I fell in love with you the first time I looked into them there eyes.
The soundtrack includes all of Holiday's famous standards, such as The Man I Love, and Ross performs them with exceptional grace.
Them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is new.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.